simple, yet they painted a vivid picture of daily life over a century ago. Anton smiled. Just an ordinary life long ago. The diary was a testament to the passage of time, a reminder that even in this old, eerie house there had once been warmth and life. Days turned into weeks. Anton settled into a routine, the house slowly becoming familiar. He found himself drawn to the diary, reading snippets between unpacking and meals. The entries shifted. The writer, a woman named Amelia, mentioned strange noises, fleeting shadows. Her once practical tone turned fearful. Anton dismissed it as an old house settling. Then came the dreams. Amelia wrote of vivid nightmares, each one mirroring her deepest anxieties. A fear of fire manifested as burning curtains, her fear of drowning, a flooded cellar. Anton felt a chill. Amelia's entries grew frantic. Each word seemed to leap off the page, filled with a palpable sense of dread and urgency. The house, she wrote, was playing on her fears, amplifying them in ways she couldn't comprehend. Every creak, every shadow seemed to be a deliberate act of torment. It was as if the house itself was alive, becoming a reflection of her terror. The mirrors distorted her image, twisting her reflection into something unrecognizable. Her fears became more specific, more tangible. She wrote of whispers that seemed to come from the walls themselves, of cold hands brushing her neck in the dead of night, sending shivers down her spine. Anton read with morbid fascination. He couldn't tear his eyes away from the pages, each entry pulling him deeper into Amelia's world of fear. He felt a growing unease, a sense that something was terribly wrong. The more he read, the more he felt a connection to her terror. A prickling at the back of his neck made him shudder. It was as if the house was reaching out to him too, pulling him into its dark embrace. He tried to rationalize it. Surely it was just an overactive imagination, fueled by the vivid and terrifying stories in the diary. But the more he read, the harder it became to dismiss. He found himself shaking his head, pacing the room, trying to shake off the growing sense of dread. But the house felt different now. The shadows seemed deeper, the silence more oppressive. He started noticing things he hadn't before. A flicker of movement in the corner of his eye, just beyond his line of sight, made his heart race. And then, a whisper of his name carried on the draft, so faint yet unmistakable. It was as if the house was calling to him, drawing him into its depths. He couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind outside seemed to carry a hidden message, a silent observer lurking in the shadows. His own anxieties began to surface, bubbling up from the depths of his mind. The room felt like it was closing in on him, the walls pressing closer with each passing second. His fear of heights, a childhood trauma, resurfaced in dreams of falling, the air rushing past. He could almost feel the ground rushing up to meet him, the terror of the fall gripping his heart. He woke one night, heart pounding, to the distinct feeling of a presence in the room. The shadows seemed to move, to breathe, as if they were alive and watching him. The house creaked and groaned around him. Doubt turned to fear. Each sound was a reminder of the house's age, its history, and the secrets it held within its walls. Was he becoming like Amelia, a prisoner of his own terror? The thought gnawed at him, a constant reminder of his fragile state of mind. He tried to dismiss it, to convince himself he was being irrational. But the feeling persisted, a nagging doubt that refused to be silenced. But the diary's words echoed in his mind. Each page he turned seemed to whisper secrets, tales of those who had come before and faced the same fears. The house knew, it fed, and it was patient. It had seen many come and go, and it thrived on their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities. The house was alive, and it was waiting.